Every month brings a fresh chance for the next big mobile games to come, and July ain't even wasting time. New adventures, new gems, and a few that might actually stay on your phone for a minute. Hello friends, this is Mobile. Here's 15 new mobile games in July for Android and iOS. Sitting on TapTap and also signed up a little over 15 million times on its official website. Number one, we've got Anemo. And no, Anemo's not available yet, but if you are in China or have a way of gaslighting that region, you could play the game like right now. Or you could sign up like everybody else and wait for the closed beta and hopefully get approved until tomorrow. However, that's not even why we're including Anemo in the list. The reason is, in fact, this game might literally reinvent this whole genre. Not just Pokemon, but like Pal World. This game is definitely one to keep an eye on. The closed beta starts July 9. Sign up now. You've got until tomorrow to sign up. It'll be available on Android, iOS, PC, and consoles as well. Sitting in at number 2, we've got Titanite. And if the name sounds familiar, that's because it was out actually through multiple betas and alphas throughout the past 10 months, and to our good luck, it's finally out on Android with the iOS version due out on July 9. So you're good. See, Titanite in fact looks like it's sort of mixing the game Rust, the game Once Human also, and mech combat into just one big survival package. It's not just a shooter is what I'm saying. You're out there fighting in PvP zones for loot, extract before losing all of it, and return to a safe base to build, upgrade, and then tame some mechs that will do the fighting for you. Definitely an ambitious project, especially if the gunplay and survival mechanics end up delivering. If you're in the US or generally can't play the game right now because of locked region, well, you gotta wait until July 9. Just a quick mention, Capcom just opened registrations for its third closed beta for Monster Hunter Outlanders. They're introducing new monsters, hunters, and everything surfaced so far. I'd argue it's easily one of the biggest mobile releases of all time. So yeah, like if you've been waiting for the real taste of the action yourself, now's your chance. Just head over to its official website and sign up. In fact, Outlanders development's going buttery smooth, it's in pretty good shape, and the game is just Monster Hunter rebuilt for mobile, letting you mix classes, basically head out in these bite-sized little hunts that still feel like real Monster Hunter battles as well. And outside the combat, it has a pretty huge open world and some really good graphics as well. Why not? Going down to number 4, we've got Tiny Bookshop. I would say it's one of those indie games that comes around once a few months if we're lucky, that just steals hearts. Like it's just impossible not to smile at. The story is here, you're running this little second-hand bookstore by the sea, decorating it, recommending books to customers, and slowly, little by little, getting to know the townspeople as well. It's a cozy little management sim game with some real charming vibes, with a full release just around the corner coming out in just 5 days. And the best part is you can actually try the first 3 days of the game for free, and if you like that, the full game is like a one-time purchase with no ads, no microtransaction BS. I think it's around $5. Somebody said to me earlier, we don't get enough fighting games like they used to make them. Well, you're right, buddy. Here's a little something that just came out, and I would say it's not a perfect game, still really well worth the download at least. So Katori is one of those sort of fighting games where every duel is difficult enough to keep you going sweaty all the time. Combat's pretty quick and landing just the right hit feels really great. Then between fights you get to tweak your characters just as much as you're like tweaking your skills and skins. It's still early, but there's definitely something going on here. Plays online unfortunately, and it's available on Android. Sitting on both the Google and the Apple Store through a free demo and a full game as well. Number 6, we've got 9 Crowns of Faenord. And before you hate me for not including Whirlwind's Meat for like the 1000th time in the video, I'm including this here because it's just a kind of RPG we don't really get enough on mobiles anymore. First of all, the world is just huge. It's an offline game, and not only you can build your own squad and character of course, but to capture castles, bit by bit eventually carve out your own kingdom at your own pace. Personally, what I did really like about this game, it doesn't really try to rush microtransactions and stuff. It just lets you explore, enjoy the adventure, fight at your own pace, and do whatever you want. Meaning, if you are craving an old school open world RPG, this one's definitely worth checking out at least. Down to number 7, we've got Grand Torque Cars, and it's one of those driving games that immediately catches your attention with the visuals. Then a little later down the line, you will actually notice that there's actually a surprisingly deep customization to actually have fun with as well. Like, you've got a huge open world here, really good realistic physics, plenty of tuning options, and just a bunch of body kits, paint jobs, and additions to build your ride the way you like. It's still early days, of course, but if you're into games that let you drive, drift, and customize without feeling too arcadey, this one's definitely worth checking out. It's 1.5 gigabytes in total.
Fate is written.
Now, which one of you here remembers the game Wizardry Variants Daphne? It's a very famous game, actually. If you were to take that and add roguelike to it, Fortune's Battle might be what you get as a result. It's a pretty easy recommendation overall as well. The game sort of blends dungeon crawling, deck building, and dice mechanics into something that's actually surprisingly addictive. Every run throws a new type of enemies in fact, relics, weapons, and some tough decisions as well, so every different attempt feels different, never plays out the same. It's one of those premium games it's pretty easy to lose hours into, especially if you do enjoy experimenting with different builds and chasing that perfect run. Pretty good game actually. It's a premium paid purchase at $5.99. Now, sitting on the Apple Store exclusively for another week apparently, then coming to Android, and number 9 we've got Family Secrets 1. This is a indie PC game that was originally released on itch, and one that's actually got so much real hype. It's a psychological horror, sort of short little project over here that's made to basically prove you don't need monsters or even jump scares to be uncomfortable as a horror game, but through silence and just a lot of atmosphere. And also a story that will, without a doubt, get under your skin. So in short, if you enjoy horror games with emotional weight, this one's definitely worth trying. It's playable online for free with a $1.99 ad removal version that plays offline. So look guys, we've had Bust Some games before, millions of them. We're gonna have another dozen later on this month. So there's always gonna be one that, you know, gets attention, and Bust Some masters like the new one in Android Town that's been getting some attention. And mainly because it sort of seems like it's aiming bigger than the usual copy-paste formula where like you're getting these mission-based routes. It's got a free roam open world, some sightseeing tours, and even online multiplayer, giving you plenty of ways to just enjoy whatever you're doing. So, I don't know, if you've been looking for a fresh driving sim to just sink some time into, this one over here is a so-so, kind of a hit or miss, depending on what you like. Capcom is not only delivering a final beta for Monster Hunters like we mentioned earlier, in fact Resident Evil Survival Unit just kicked off a pretty dope collaboration with Monster Hunter. So now you can team up with other players to hunt iconic monsters of the Monster Hunter franchise. You get to unlock for free Monster Hunter heroes as well, earn some exclusive rewards, and even grill your hunts for bonus loot. If you're already playing, this is definitely one of those events you don't want to miss. Overall, the game itself is still just a straightforward survival strategy goodness. Number 12, we've got the game Arrowvice World. So, I mentioned the game before, but the game just went global with its official iOS version release alongside the Android version from a week ago. So I'm gonna make it pretty brief to the point. If you have before fallen down the internet rabbit hole of liminal spaces in backroom games, this is basically all about that. Basically, the game isn't about fighting or, finishing quests. It's just about wandering through these strange places that give a lot of nostalgia, at the same time some real unsettling vibes and some dopamine spikes. All these areas in fact are legit just built around atmosphere, and they do really deliver. It's a pretty short experience as well, so it sort of feels more like walking through a demo or a dream than like playing a classic video game. We highly recommend it. It offers pretty much exactly what you love about liminal spaces. Pokemon Champions is finally out. It's sitting on Android and iOS with no longer a rating of 3. In fact, it's been getting a lot of polish and optimization, and it's right up there with not only a rating of 4.5, but nearly 5 million downloads already. It's been a pretty long wait already, so you no longer need to wait for any adjustments. It's in pretty good shape right now. Champions, for those of you new, however, is basically the PvP Pokemon game fans have been asking for like forever, where instead of running around catching Pokemon and digging some story, you're jumping straight into battles, you know? Think of it as Pokemon Stadium, but like the alpha version. You build teams, play with different strategies, climb rank, battle folks, and get to switch through different platforms as well. Pretty good game actually. Originally an $8 paid PC game that's actually been out for over a month now, number 7 we've got Gioriano, which is sitting on the Play Store thanks to its developers for free with controller support and also offline play. The game's a bullet hell with a sort of a smooth gameplay, some decent variety of elements, and a solid art as well. The story is you've just got to stay alive as long as you can, move around really quick, collect coins from these fallen enemies before time runs out. In fact, that little time pressure adds a pretty fun layer of intensity to the game, but the game in its current state needs some good amount of polish. Definitely worth a try for a free game, but it's also got a lot of room for improvement.
Fallen apart. For too long, I have...
Number 15, we've got over here something called Horizon Dominion. Probably not your typical tower defense game, mainly because instead of just giving you towers and, letting you, just watching enemies walk by, you are, in fact, building a squad first, upgrading them, and actually taking the fight back through raids and dungeon runs. So it kind of mixes classic tower defense with these hero collecting and RPG progression systems, which makes it feel much more active than, most games in this genre. Suffice it to say, if you're getting a little tired of traditional tower defense games, this one's almost like a fresh twist. I don't know. It's a free game as well. Number 16, we've got over here Angry Boar Sim. Wild Boar Sim. Nothing big, nothing, it ain't got no controller support, nothing crazy, but decent enough to play offline on top of like a good few moments of just gameplay and comedy. It's actually coming from a solo developer who's already made a couple more of these games, like it's got a bull sim and a horse sim that all play in just the same pace with different mechanics, of course. Give him some love if you want, if you like what you see here. Whoever this developer is really deserves it. Like, believe it or not, this game for 130 megabytes in total has like 2 different open world maps, just a bunch of quests, challenges, and upgrades as well. Highly recommended if you're into Animal Rampage games. It's free, less than 150 megabytes in total, and I don't even know how. And I actually forgot this as like literally I finished the video, so I'm including this one as a bonus. Takeout Escape might just be like a better game than everything else we've got on the list. And it blew my mind actually. So it takes the extraction shooter formula and makes it really easy to just jump into. You drop in, grab the best loot you can find, fight other players and make it out to the extraction point or basically lose everything. Pretty fast matches, solid gunplay, high risk, high reward, very fun to pick if you're into games like Arena Breakout or Escape from Tarkov. Silver Palace disappeared for a couple of months and now it's back in a huge way. In fact, developers reopened the spotlight with a closed beta and signups are still live until July 16. Even better, it is in fact the first real chance for players to finally get hands on with probably the most promising RPG in development right now when it comes to mobile games. Silver Palace does still look like it has everything going for it. The Victorian open world is just gorgeous. A stylish combat, detective investigation elements, and Unreal Engine 5 that just honestly looks closer to a PC game. If the beta lives up to the trailer, I think this could end up being one of the biggest launches in 2026 or in fact we've ever seen on Android and iOS. Definitely one to watch. Highly recommended. Thanks for watching, really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you again tomorrow.
Shh. Dive any deeper and you may just drown.
We were utterly unprepared for the incoming disaster. This case is a clue that I'm interested in. I'll accept the investigation.
From cankered soil was the beauteous shell built. They live unwooed and unrespected. Fate. The rain drowns out the wailing and washes away the blood.
Hold your horses. First, we've something more important to do. I shall return to that place, find the culprit, and end this once and for all.
Such fair creation. Time and again undone by fate's changing course. Only thy eternal summer shall not fade.
What answer do you hope to find?